haven't intervened in 269 times military actions in various countries is in tandem with what President Bola Ahmed Tinubu have actually done in time of Benin Republic. And I do hope that you will take cognizance of the fact that I said that peace is not the opposite of war, and war is not the opposite of peace. So I think this action is quite commendable, and I thank my distinguished colleagues for their support and their commendation to Mr. President, including what you have said. I think it's a joyful day for you today. It's your birthday, a celebration of liberal democracy, liberal praxis and taxonomy that we find in you, the praxis of liberalism, which is collaboration and cooperation, a distillment order, peace and unity to this country. And lastly, let me also say, in the occasion of your birthday, that you share the same thing with President Tinubu. President Tinubu is a liberalist who believes in cooperation and collaboration to have harmonious peace in the geocentric politics of West Africa. So once again, I wish you happy birthday and many happy returns of peace to you and your family. But peace is not the opposite of war. Thank you.
You can see the kind of personalities that we have as ambassadors designates. The distinguished ambassador designates, distinguished Senator Jimoh Ibrahim, PhD warfare. You have just added that peace is not the opposite of war, and war is not the opposite of peace. So I believe strongly that the president's action has forestalled the death of many Nigerians, as would have happened in Liberia. In the past, Nigeria went into Liberia when it was late, and that was why a lot of Nigerian soldiers were murdered. But we succeeded with the collaboration of the international community to bring peace to Liberia, and Liberia was not fractured. I think the same thing happened in Sierra Leone and a few other countries. So we are very happy with the role that Nigeria continues to play, not just in West Africa, but in the rest of the world. Even in Angola, it was Nigeria that was able to work with the international community and brought about the independence of Angola. And if you go there, that is why the plate number of Nigeria is 002, which should actually have been 001. But they said because of how close they are to the Democratic Republic of Congo, they had to give them 001, and then they gave Nigeria 002. And we have continued to play that role in many other countries. You know, in South Africa, we didn't have troops on ground, but we supported the end of apartheid with everything, including contributions from even school children, NYSC, secondary school, almost everybody, civil servants in Nigeria on a monthly basis. We brought a lot of South Africans to Nigeria, and then they got their education here. When I was in Federal Government College, I had many of them in Port Harcourt and other Federal Government colleges. We provided all we could to support our brothers and sisters in the rest of Africa. So the role of the president is, again, in tandem with what past leaders of Nigeria had always done. But the swiftness of this action is what made the Nigerian Senate to give its consent without a single dissenting voice, and under 1 hour. Because if it wasn't swift, we would have waited until it led to bloodshed. Here, there was no single bloodshed. So we commend Mr. President very seriously. Let me end with the Chief Whip of the Senate, if he has anything to say. But if you don't have anything, then you can...
Well, Mr. President, all I need to say has been said by the previous speakers. But since you have recognized me to speak even without raising my hand, I think it is only gentlemanly for me to contribute my widow's mite towards this commendation. Well, Mr. President, distinguished senators, my name is Mohamed Tahir Monguno. I represent Borno North Senatorial District. I equally align with my colleagues in commending Mr. President for acting swiftly and rising to the occasion by the deployment of Nigerian forces in order to restore democracy. And this parliament, as a repository of the democratic will of the Nigerian people, will always jealously guard and protect the institutions of democracy, the principle of democracy, wherever it is sought to be violated, wherever it is sought to be, wherever it is in jeopardy. So I equally commend Mr. President for acting swiftly to forestall the collapse of democracy in sister nation because of its implication to the wider West African region. Thank you.
Yes.
Order 52. My name is Mohammed Adamu Aleru. I represent Kebbi Central. Order 52. 6. It shall be out of order to attempt to reconsider any specific question upon which the Senate has come to a conclusion during the current session, except upon a substantive motion for recession. Mr. President, we have given our consent to the request made by Mr. President, and you have commended Mr. President for acting decisively, and we are all in support of it unanimously. We have taken decision and you have ruled. So it is really out of order to allow debate on this issue, starting with all due respect, the intervention of the Deputy Senate President to all other senators that spoke on this issue. It should be a closed matter since we have taken decision and nobody should bring it except under substantive motion. So please, we should close the discussion and let's continue, please. Thank you.
Thank you. No, point of order noted. Yes, Deputy Senate President.
Okay, he has ruled.
I said noted.
I'm coming again under order 1B. It reads, the entire order. The proceeding in the Senate in all committees of the Senate shall be conducted in accordance with the following standing orders. B, in all cases not provided for in this standing order or by sessional or other orders or practice of the Senate shall by resolution regulate its procedure.
Take it along.
Now, section 60 of the Constitution, constitutional order, the ground norm. Subject to the provision of this Constitution, the Senate or the House of Representatives shall have power to regulate its own procedure, including the procedure for summoning and recess of the House, which gave rise to this. And this clearly states that in all cases, in whatever you want to do, you can come under this order and do that, even if it's not part of what is provided inside the rule. So, and this is what we did, and you put the question, and the entire Senate agreed that I should convey the message of ECOWAS Parliament. So I didn't do anything outside the rule. We followed the rule strictly, and is in the interest of this nation. Our president did well, and what we did is to commend Mr. President and for his support for democracy, and to commend the entire country for supporting the president to protect democracy as well of Benin. So I have not done anything wrong. I still submit, Mr. President.
Actually, it's very important that you clarify that position, that despite the fact that we had come to a conclusion in granting Mr. President consent to deploy troops for the peace mission and also ensuring that we back him, that you came under Order 1B to drop a message from ECOWAS Parliament. It is true that we have our rules, but also true that in any provision, any situation not provided in the rule, that we have the right to regulate our own procedures. I'm sure even Senator Alero is aware of that. So, in other words, your point of order is not only sustained, but every other contribution is hereby also sustained. Leader of the Senate.
Thank you, Mr. President. Very